released June 20th by developer Rusto and publishers Bonus Stage Publishing. Rogue Robots is a roguelite with light RPG elements. Thanks to the publishers for the review code. The story of Rogue Robots is not very clear, but it's certainly not the main focus either. As like a few other indie titles I've played recently, the story is not really represented in the actual game. There are no cinematic cutscenes, no dialogue, nothing. The basic idea seems to be the world has fallen victim to technology. Humans have finally used technology to completely oppress society, and it's up to some rogue robots to restore the balance. Now, don't quote me on this. This is just what I came up with through my playthrough. The visuals are very basic. At first glance, I passed this game over due to said simplistic design. Just looking at this game, it's hard to tell what's what. I checked the options and saw where I could adjust a zoom slider, as I could barely make out the main character or the enemies. I looked at enemies like these and did not know exactly what I was looking at. Are these dogs? Sheep? Machines? I couldn't tell at first, and unfortunately, while this game could have done well with a closer camera, the zoom was already maxed out in the settings. I did, however, like the gore option. Maybe it's just me, but when I blast the enemy and see them splatter all over the streets, it brings me joy. I'm not saying the visuals are bad, just very basic and bland for this day and age. The music was less than inspiring, wasn't really feeling it, and the sound effects also left a lot of room for improvement. On to the meat of the matter. What really counts, the gameplay. Rogue Robots will turn many off with its repetition. You play through 3 levels, Helsinki, Las Vegas, and London. You go through these stages in a choose your poison manner. You're presented with a 3D map of each level, and you're able to move to certain points on the level to progress. You can choose a path of least resistance and speed your way to the various bosses. I kind of say bosses in air quotes, as the bosses aren't your average kind of bosses, but I'll get back to that in a bit. So you can either rush to the bosses, or take your time by doing various side missions. The side missions were handled well, as most side quests in games gives you a lot of reason not to embark on them. But here in Rogue Robots, it's best you take on these side missions, as they give you much needed upgrades which proves incredibly useful. There's a very basic upgrade mechanic that allows you to change your body parts. You can upgrade your head, legs, arms, and torso. Each upgrade comes with choices. One may allow you to move faster, but affects your ammo capacity. Another may make your health increase or reload speed faster, but lowers your movement, speed, and so on. You have a decent variety of arms to choose from, which determines your weapon type and allows you to dual wield. I found myself sticking to the same 2 guns throughout most of the game though. Once you find a combo that works well for your playstyle, don't try to fix it if it's not broken. You also have special abilities, perks, and classes. These are also quite handy. You have the support class, Juggernaut, Deception, and Scout. Each class comes with its own set of perks. I found myself sticking mostly to support, which seemed like the most balanced class. You can also mix classes, so I could be using special abilities like an automated attack drone from support and still have the health upgrade from the Juggernaut class as well. The upgrades similar to the side missions were not redundant and went a far way in helping me push through this short campaign. Yes, the campaign is short, but that's cool. This is a very basic game that did not need to overstay its welcome. Your mission types boil down to a handful of objectives. You have depots, gates, hacking, and the side missions that allow you to steal various body parts, as well as some encounters with death squads who draw closer to you as you make your way through the levels. The body parts basically serve as your life bar as well. You can lose an arm or a head, but you can find other parts by blowing up cars. If you lose too many parts, then it's game over. The overall difficulty of this game is reasonable. Other than the fact that you have the option to choose between 3 difficulties, the game itself feels balanced. Once you respect the mechanics at play here and go through it with a level head, you should be fine. Back to the bosses. The bosses are basically cores. This game is pretty much all about destroying gates and cores. You make your way to the center of the map, you charge up your robot, smash into a core's force shield, break it down, then go to work on the unprotected core. Do this a few times and it's lights out. Then you move on to another level. After defeating the first 3 levels, you meet up on the finale, another core, bigger than the others. You break that one down in a similar fashion, and that's it. The game is done. Short and kinda sweet, I suppose. And in keeping with the overall basic design, you receive a very basic victory screen. And because I was playing this on a PC, it threw me off for a second when I first saw this blue screen with text appear. After beating the final core, it's more of the same with a very uninspiring and abrupt ending. Rogue Robots is what it is, a very basic top-down twin-stick shooter that offers you just that, a basic and repetitive experience. But here's the thing, the game is short and good in short bursts, and that makes it easier to digest. A quick, somewhat casual pick-up-and-play experience for those detox moments. It's not a great game, but certainly not bad either. It's on the PC and Switch, so give it a go if this seems like your thing. AAA games are all well and good, but many times, if you'd like a truly unique experience, one off the beaten path, then the indie scene is where you want to be. Show your support for independent game developers. Most, if not all, indie games are priced relatively low. Some are even free with the option to donate, so there's basically no reason to pass. Thanks for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if I pissed you off for some reason. Then we all know where to find the various hate buttons, don't we? Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.